Hi, we're here at Bubby's Kitchen in Cook Street Village, and we're here to interview two cousins who are also artists and who also have a show here. So, introducing the first artist.
My name is Jannaca Chick.
And I'm Martha Chick.
They're both here showing a series of photographs from travels that they have taken. And they're here to explain what their photographs are about. So, Jannaca, I know that your photographs are of Tibet, and can you tell us a little bit about that journey and then go into a little more detail about the photographs that you've done?
Well, actually, technically, these photos are in India, but they are the Tibetan Buddhist area, which is in the the northwestern Himalayas, and these areas border Tibet. Now, fortunately, because they were not taken over by the Chinese, they remained intact. Their culture has been interrupted for thousands of years. So it's a very fascinating area. It's quite remote, and it's cut off for 6 months of the year by high passes. So you can only go at certain times, and it's a very fascinating place because the culture has remained intact.
And could you tell us a little bit about the photographs that you have taken?
Well, I've spent a lot of time in this area, traveling and trekking. And for me, it's a very spiritual place. It's a landscape that's very stark, harsh, difficult. And yet the people have created a spiritual sensibility that is very embracing, warm, colorful, and meaningful in their lives. So when I go to these places, I connect with a sense of how people create the divine in their lives. So I'm trying to show that through my photographs.
Interesting. And the compositions, I found that you were able to explain the starkness of the landscape, but yet also bring out the colorful aesthetic that they enjoy and use. It's interesting when I was looking at the combination of both of your portfolios that you sent to me, and because Martha's photographs are of Italy, and your photographs are of Tibet. Are they Tibet or northern India? I found the starkness of your photographs and the lushness of Italy, of Martha's photographs, an interesting choice in extremes, and the two of you being cousins and having such differences. But what I found ironic when I put those photographs together was that the aesthetic between Italy and northern India, the colors were the same. And so that's what I found ironic with that. Did you both find that at all when you looked at your photographs together, Martha?
I didn't actually see that until you just mentioned it, but looking around I can see that, to me that's very much the case. Do you find that as well? Or?
Yes.
The colors are very vibrant.
The colors are similar.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little bit about your photographs, Martha?
Well, I went to Italy for the first time last year, and was completely drawn in by the whole country, but particularly Venice. And those are the photographs that I'm showing here are from Venice. And I think what really draws me to, and has always drawn me to photography and just capturing life's little vignettes is just in this case, the decay of the city. I mean, it's very much a city of decay, a city that is transforming every day just because of its situation in the water. But I guess when I look around, it may be decaying, but for me it's beautiful. It's there's something about crumbling brick and and the water rising in St. Mark's Square that is so magical. And I mean, it just happens to be Venice that I took these pictures, but when I look around in Victoria, even if I'm walking around, there's aspects of that feeling of how when things decay and then transform again, that whole life cycle. And you were talking about the spirituality of it, but so in a sense, even though my pictures are completely different from Jannaca's, my photographic or artistic path always ties in with my spirituality, even though that it may not be as apparent as Jannaca's pictures. So.
And what do you look for in a composition?
You know, it's interesting because I was thinking about that this morning. As a tourist in Venice, and a tourist anywhere, I guess, I don't look at, I guess, the same things that other people look at. Like, I don't...
Because you're an artist and you're looking at something with a different eye.
Yeah. Like, well, there's one photograph that I took of a shop window, and I love Art Deco, and there happened to be this bronze Deco image there, and that caught my eye. You know, and yet around the corner was this huge cathedral. Well, it's beautiful.
Where all the tourists were taking pictures.
I was over by the shop window, and so it's usually the small things. That when I first started, when I was at school in Montreal, I was drawn to the alleyways. I wanted to, I don't know why, they were usually empty, or there may have been one or two people in the alleyway, but there was something about spaces that are overlooked, I guess. Yeah.
The overlooked spaces.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. What about you, Jannaca? What do you look for when you're deciding to take a photograph with composition?
I look for light. I'm always drawn by light and color. And the beauty for me of this particular geographic location is that you have very stark contrast in the light there because of the altitude. So colors are super saturated and heightened in ways that you don't see at a lower altitude. So I always find that incredibly striking. The sky is always a brilliant blue color that you rarely see that intensely in most other places. So I think for me it's all about its light and then also taking me within, and hopefully whoever is seeing it, like, what is this representing and how do I feel when I look at it? How does it resonate in me?
Yeah. You'll find Martha's and Jannaca's photo exhibit here at Bubby's Kitchen until December 8th. So come on down and take a look. It's really great. Thanks.